Hi everyone, welcome back to A Piece of Chrissy. I'm Chrissy, and I'm here to help you harness the current cosmic influences to lead a life of peace, clarity, and purpose. This week, March 24th to 30th, promises to be yet another hugely transformative period. We are looking at another series of intense transits that promise to shake up our inner and outer worlds. And this is the week where the stars are really making their mark. We have a Mercury Cazimi at the start of the week. We have Venus retrograding back into Pisces and meeting with Neptune. Then we have a solar eclipse in Aries on Saturday. And the very next day, Mercury retrogrades back into Pisces, says hello to Neptune, and then we have the monumental shift of Neptune into Aries, promising huge global shifts. Let's break it all down so you know how to work with the cosmic energies ahead. We kick off the week with a Mercury Cazimi in the sign of Aries on Monday. This alignment brings a surge of mental energy, but with Mercury still retrograde, it is still crucial to double check your thoughts and your communications. So on the one hand, we have the sun and we have the fiery Aries energy bringing a lot more mental activity. But because Mercury is still in retrograde, this increased activity does not necessarily translate into increased mental clarity, at least not straight away. This is a time where it's going to be crucial to think before you speak and to pause before you hit that send button. Anybody who is in positions where they control communication, where they spread a message on social media or in their job, you want to be very careful to choose and craft your words carefully, because the potential for miscommunication and misunderstanding is going to be higher than usual. If you'd like to use all of this mental energy productively, this is going to be a good time to pick up any old unfinished projects and reassess and review them. Resist the temptation of starting something new because Mercury is still in retrograde, so you are much better off picking up an older project that you have put on hold and finding ways of making it fresh and exciting again. There could be some ideas that you rejected initially, but now you are able to see them through a new lens and you are able to move forward with them. Perhaps you'll come to the conclusion that before you can move forward with that old project, you actually need to gather more information. And this is a great way to utilize Mercury's time in retrograde. Another great way to utilize this energy is with this little manifestation technique. Think of a goal that both excites and scares you, where you've been putting off taking action, but the thought of having accomplished that goal and having it done excites you and lights you up and makes you feel wonderful. This could be something like writing a book, changing careers and getting a new qualification, relocating to a new area, putting your art online. You get the idea overall. Then sit down and write down all of the reasons why you think you cannot accomplish this goal. Anything that pops into your mind. It could be something like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough talent, I'm too young, I'm too old, I might upset the people around me, etc., etc. And then examine whether any of those reasons are actually true or if it's just fear speaking. Mercury in retrograde changes our mode of thinking, and that allows us to find new solutions to problems we've previously been stuck on. There's this famous Albert Einstein quote, which says something along the lines of, you cannot solve a problem with the same way of thinking that created it. And so with this technique, we are utilizing the switched up mode of thinking that we get from Mercury being in retrograde, which will allow us to find solutions with a fresh new mind and perspective. So in the example that I gave earlier, we said, for example, I don't have enough time. Well, when you sit down and really examine that, you may find that actually you can make the time by simplifying something else that you do, which is currently taking up an enormous amount of time, or by delegating it, or by finding ways around doing it. On the other hand, something like I don't have enough talent, you might look at that after you've written it down and realize that actually this is just fear speaking. It's not about the talent, and at the same time you're also never going to get better at it if you don't try and if you don't go after and pursue that goal, and everyone had to start somewhere. And going through this process can really help you identify any mental blocks that have been holding you back on the way to achieving this beautiful and preposterous goal and dream of yours. On Thursday, March 27th, Venus retrogrades back into Pisces and immediately meets up with Neptune. This is a dreamy, romantic transit that invites us to reassess our deepest values and desires. So Venus is in exaltation in Pisces, meaning that her energy is expressed in its highest form. Combined with Neptune, the ruler of Pisces and the planet of dreams and spirituality, this transit brings us enhanced compassion, enhanced empathy, artistic inspiration, lots of creativity, and a desire to bring something spiritual into our relationships. So the shift in relationship dynamics when Venus moves from Aries into Pisces is already quite a profound one. But then having Neptune greeting Venus on the side of Pisces amplifies that theme even more. And interestingly, after Venus has gone direct again, Neptune will have already moved by then. So the next time these two are meeting up, they are meeting up in Aries instead. So what does this mean? This means that this is the final chapter of any relationships where there has been an element of fantasy, illusion, deception, or one party overly idolizing the other. And if you've made the conscious decision to step away from a relationship that is like that, you may find that that person all of a sudden shows up again. Or somebody else with very similar patterns who reminds you of them suddenly shows up in your life. And essentially what they're trying to do is to tempt you back. Then, of course, it's up to you whether or not you want to move on or whether you want to indulge yourself into going back into that situation one more time, knowing though that it's not meant to last. At least not in this shape or form, without the relationship evolving on a major scale. To work with this energy, I suggest that you make this a random act of kindness day. Leave some happy, positive post-it notes for people, maybe with some cash attached if you're trying to manifest more money. Pay for someone's coffee or for someone's parking, help someone carry their shopping, offer to mow your neighbor's lawn, or just text some people that you've been out of touch with for a while and let them know that you appreciate them and you're thinking about them. Give without expecting anything back, and I promise you, you're going to feel amazing at the end of the day. So Saturday, March 29th, brings us a partial solar eclipse in Aries. A solar eclipse is essentially a supercharged new moon, just like a lunar eclipse is a supercharged full moon, which we've just had recently. So this marks a powerful new beginning happening in Aries, the very start of the zodiacal year, bringing huge opportunities for growth and fresh beginnings. This eclipse signals a dramatic shift in personal identity, ambition, and the way that you assert yourself. Our egos are essentially getting a big overhaul. And this can happen through sudden insights, which is the fun way, or through outer disruptions, which force us to confront anything that is holding us back, which is the less fun way, but usually more effective way as well. So do stay flexible and open-minded, because there may be a lot of disruptions happening and you may be forced to change your plans at the very last minute. Aries and Libra suns and moons, this especially applies to you. You are going to feel this one most intensely. Aries is all about taking action, but because the energy is going to be quite chaotic around that time, we don't really want to charge headfirst into unknown terrain. We're really going to need to have our wits about us and be able to reassess and reevaluate quickly and on the go. So instead of starting something, instead of charging ahead, you are much better off making a plan, taking this time and using this energy to plan ahead for the next 6 months or maybe the next year ahead, and then just taking one step at a time. So this eclipse will be visible in parts throughout northeastern Canada in the US, Greenland, Western and Northern Europe, and Northwestern Africa. If you are based in any of those locations, then this energy will also affect you the most. So this is going to be a major catalyst. There may be disruption, it may be quite uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it will redirect your gaze towards a more authentic path for you. And then we close the week with 2 major shifts happening on Sunday, just one day after the solar eclipse, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. So first, Mercury retrogrades back into Pisces, where it immediately meets with Neptune, creating a pinnacle moment of dreamy, idealistic thoughts and communications. Logical thinking is going to be very, very blurred at that time and is going to give way to intuition, fantasy, and illusion. This part of the day is going to be one that hits us on a very personal level, directly influencing our thoughts and the way we communicate with the people around us. And then in the evening, after so many conjunctions with other planets in the final degree of Pisces, Neptune finally moves into Aries, which is such a huge deal. Neptune is one of the outer planets, and so because it has such a huge orbit, it moves signs very, very slowly, and it affects everybody on a global scale whenever it does. And not only that, but Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So not only is Neptune ending its cycle in Pisces, it's actually ending an entire 165-year cycle and beginning a fresh one. So developments that started in 1860 are now finally coming to a close. Now, Neptune is going to retrograde back into Aries later on this year, so we will be in this kind of limbo in-between state for a while, but we may already start seeing physical manifestations of this new energy with its first ingress into Aries. That's certainly how it was when Pluto moved into Aquarius a while back, which was an equally monumental shift. Neptune in Aries wakes us up from where we have collectively been deceived and ignites a desire in us to take action so that this can never happen again. Neptune in Aries mobilizes the masses to fight for their ideals. It ignites activism and in that way can lead to conflict. Spiritual ideals become a lot more practical. The gap between where we want to be and where we are in reality becomes glaringly obvious, and we're ignited to take action to narrow that gap. Neptune also rules art, and so we can expect to see a change in art and literature becoming a lot more grounded and reality focused, where we find beauty in the grittiness of everyday life rather than creating new fantasy worlds. Used skillfully, Neptune in Aries rewards taking action on our dreams with faster and more profound manifestation. It's the realization that the world we want to live in isn't just going to come and knock on our doors while we're chilling at home watching cat videos and hiding from the world. And so there is no other choice but to step up to the plate and create this world with bold determination. Take a look at the house in your chart which is ruled by Aries, and that will show you which area of your life is ready for this transformation, for having your dreams turned into reality through action. Your intuition is going to supply you with the next step to take, but most likely only the next step and not any more after that. And that's how most manifestations work, is you only ever know the next step. You cannot see the full picture ahead until you have taken several steps and then the picture becomes clear. You just have to trust that the path will reveal itself as you take action and as you step onto it. So pay attention to those intuitive nudges and make them happen. So this week is yet another intense journey through rethinking, reassessing, and reimagining your path. From the reflective, illuminated insights of the Mercury Cazimi to the more introverted reassessment of our love and our values when Venus moves back into Pisces and meets Neptune, to finally the dramatic, life-altering shifts unfolding with a solar eclipse, followed by Neptune moving into a new sign the very next day. Every step of this intense journey, you are asked to reevaluate your life and step onto a path that leads towards the most authentic version of you. So take these insights as opportunities to review your plans, reconnect with your intuition, and prepare for the huge transformations that lie ahead of us. Life as we know it is going to change. I'd love to hear how you're feeling about these transits ahead. Maybe you're already feeling something. How are these showing up in your life? Do drop us a comment down below so we can have a conversation. And if you would like a personalized insight into how these major shifts are going to affect your unique chart and your unique personality, then you can book a consultation with me through the link in the description box. Thank you for joining me on this crazy cosmic journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more up-to-date astrological insights. Until next time, embrace the transformation and I'll see you on the other side.